Hello and welcome back to this course. In our previous video, we have discussed about the priority queue class, and in this video, we will discuss about the Deque interface, which is the child interface of the queue interface. So let's see what is Deque interface. So the Deque is related to the double-ended queue that supports addition and removal of the elements from either end of the data structure. It can be used as queue first in first out FIFO rule or as a stack first in first out LIFO. These are faster than the stack and the linked list. Now basically Deque is double-ended queue, means we can add elements from tail and we can also remove element from the tail, and in a similar way we can also add element at the head and also we can remove the element from the head. So this is a double-ended queue, and definitely the element that is added first can also be deleted at first, and the element that is added at the last can also be deleted at the first basically. So Deque is using the both rules, first in first out and last in first out. And definitely Deque is more faster than the stack and the linked list. Now these are the points about the Deque interface. It provides the support of the resizable array and helps in restriction-free capacity, so to grow the array according to the usage. So basically Deque is a resizable array. You don't have to provide the capacity at the basically writing the code, because this can grow and shrink at the runtime. So this is the benefit of the Deque. And array Deques prohibit the use of the null elements, means null elements are not allowed in the Deque. In the absence of the external synchronization, Deque is not thread safe. And definitely Deque is not thread safe in the absence of the external synchronization, means synchronization that is added by the user or programmer itself. So these are the points about the Deque interface. Now these are the methods that are present in the Deque interface. Definitely Deque has all methods of the queue interface as well as the collection interface. So first method is add first element. This method adds an element to the head. Add last, this function adds the element to the tail. Offer first, add the element to the head and returns the boolean to explain if the insertion is successful. Now offer first is more efficient than the add first, because this return us the true or false. If the element is added successfully, then we will get true, otherwise we will get false. In similar way we have the offer last method. Adds an element to the tail and returns a boolean to explain if the insertion was successful. After that we have the method remove first. Remove the element at the head, remove last, and this method removes the element from the tail of the queue basically. After that we have method pull first. Retrieves and removes the first element of this Deque and returns null if the Deque is empty. So this method basically removes the first element, or you can say head of the queue, and returns the null if the queue is empty. Similar way we have a pull last method. Retrieves and removes the last element of this Deque and returns null if the Deque is empty. Simply it removes the last element of the Deque, and if the Deque is empty, then simply we will get null. After that we have peek first method. This method retrieves but does not remove the first element of the Deque and return null if the Deque is empty. In the previous method, which is the pull first, it removes and returns the element, and the peek first method does not remove the element, it just returns the first element of the Deque, and if the Deque is empty, then simply we will get null. After that we have peek last method. Retrieves but does not remove the last element of this Deque or returns null if this Deque is empty. In the similar way, it retrieves but does not remove the last element of the Deque. It simply basically return us the last element of the Deque. And if the Deque is empty, definitely we will get null. So these are the methods that are present in the Deque interface. I hope that you understand. And in our next video we will discuss about the array Deque class that implements this Deque interface. So we will create a program for this Deque or array Deque in our next video in our NetBeans. So these are the methods that you have to keep in your mind, that these methods are present in the DQ interface. You can see here, and these are the points about the DQ interface. I hope that you understand. Anyhow, if you feel any problem by understanding the DQ, you can definitely ask me a question. I will help you. So I summarize this lecture that DQ is the child interface of the Q interface, and this queue is a double-ended queue, means we can add elements from the head as well as we can add elements from the tail. In a similar way, we can remove elements from the tail as well as we can add elements at the head or tail. You can use it anyway. So we can say that this is a double-ended queue, and this basically queue uses the both rules FIFO and LIFO, first in first out and last in first out rule. Also, DQ is more faster than the stack and the array list because it has more functionalities. So I hope that you understand. That's it for this video. I will see you in next video.